Never stop improving. Jump into our Q&A show featuring myself and Matthew Hayson to get out in front and stay out in front. Only available on the Josh Phegan membership. So I'm going to ask you a really difficult question. How much time do you spend every year in determining the pricing of your services? You see, because the pricing of your services as an agent makes a massive bearing on whether or not you make just an okay profit, no profit at all, a loss, or a super profit. And this is really important inside of the estate agency industry, because if you can learn to present fees in much better ways, then you can actually earn more for doing exactly the same jobs that you're already doing today. Now, when we're actually facing sharp declines in the total amount of stock that's on the market, most importantly too, the lowest volume of transactions that we've seen in potentially the course of the last 20 years, you need to be able to pull some different levers in order to be able to earn more income more often. And this is what great agents are doing. What they're understanding is that fees is the most important part of what we do as individual agents. Now, traditionally inside of the real estate industry, we've been looking at what our competitors charge or apparently charge. And then we've been maybe matching that or charging just a little bit more than that to see whether or not we could actually get through and get the transaction. But we're always in this constant state of fear. Will we have business? Will we not? I really need this listing. No, I don't. Everyone else is charging less, so therefore I might charge less. But what happens if you realize one really important thing? There can only be one real estate agency in each and every market that is actually the cheapest. So let's say in your market that there are 20 different agencies. Well, that therefore must mean that the other 19 estate agencies must charge more than the one that is the cheapest. So if only one can be the cheapest, then how are you actually planning to win? Now, here is the key thing. As Purplebricks announces their exit from Australia, a lot of real estate agents were kind of rejoicing that. But the impact of all of their TV advertising remains in that consumers today are actually looking for much better value. Now, there are three things to consider here, and this is the cost, the quality, and the speed. And what you want to say to the customer is that you can choose any two. So if you want to make sure that you've got the speed of transaction, if you also want to make sure that you've got the quality in that transaction, then there is actually a cost associated with doing that. Now, why is this critically important? Because if you understand what it is that you do for your customer, then they can actually make that decision to use you. But the challenge is that a lot of agents don't actually understand the science of sales when they're actually presenting their fee. Then you fall back to whatever that fee level might be, aka 1.5 or 2 or 2.2. But here is the key thing. What you want to do is that you want to bring the objection up first. So what we know is that there are agents in the area anywhere between 4% all the way down to 1%. We're certainly not the most expensive, we're not the cheapest, but we're seen as being the very best value. In fact, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, one of the most important things to know is that over 3,000 consumers have actually made the decision to use our brand over the course of the last 12 months. And there must be a reason for that. And here's the key thing I want to say to you. There can only be one estate agency that is the cheapest, but yet there are another 19 estate agencies in the area, which must mean that consumers must see value for some reason. Let me show you the reason why over 3,000 consumers have made the decision to use us and our brand in the course of the last 12 months. Now you're actually using some specific numbers to really talk specifically about why people are making the decision to use you to actually support the case. Now, what the best agents are doing is that they're then presenting fees in two very different ways. They're saying, look, our fee structure sits as our basic program, which includes these things, and that falls at 3%. Then we've got our Basic Plus program, which includes all of these extra things. Premium open for inspection times, access to our marketing payment options, access to our off-market platform, all of the above, and that runs at 3.38. Now all of a sudden the customer looks at it, that one's at 3, for an extra 0.38 I get all of these extra things, I'll go with that one. Now there are 1,000 different ways to actually go and handle fee objections. What I'm more interested in is how you actually present fees in the first place. So then you're dealing with the right objections in the right way, actually talking more specifically about the features and benefits that each fee structure actually provides, rather than walking in at one number and being anchored off it. Remember, fees are the most important part of what you do as an individual estate agent, and you must learn to charge what you're worth and be worth what you charge. I really hope you've enjoyed this week's coaching tip, and I look forward to seeing you next time.